ready.
What's the shower? Right? Is we on?
Yeah.
All right. All praises to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and honors to Akim that push this true find of sincerity week in and week out. All right. You know, so Yahweh was mentioning Queen Elizabeth. She passed, and I remember other brothers that made jokes about another family member was waiting for her to kick the dust. Hit the dirt, so then they could come in. Cause it seemed like she was never gonna die, you know. But 96 years old. All right,
drinking the blood of them young kids, man. You know.
All right, so yeah. So basically, Yahweh mentioned before we start rolling that she went in the spiritual realm. So the Most High told her judgment. So when He put her spirit back, the nation of Israel gonna be in rulership, joint heirs with Yahweh, who the world calls Jesus Christ. And her judgment is gonna be slavery.
I got a precept. This is Job chapter 21 verse it says verse 17. How often is the candle of the wicked put out?
How often is the candle of the wicked put out? Yeah, their life, man. Their life. Their time is gonna be short. And what? She was so-called royal family, man. She lived real good. And also her money went back to slave trade money. Also, she had a lot of slave trade and drug trade money. It was a video exposing her and her family. It's no longer on YouTube anymore.
But she ruled for 70 years, but Elizabeth I, before her, which is our family member, was doing all kinds of atrocities, man. So she ain't gonna escape unpunished. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. She's gonna serve her punishment, man. And her punishment is coming back as a perpetual slave.
Yeah. She up there right now, like damn. As soon as my body's put down on this planet, it's a wrap.
Yeah, so it says, back in Job chapter 21, verse 17, how often is the candle of the wicked put out, and how often comes their destruction upon them?
And their destruction upon them. Their destruction is nearing. America's about to be destroyed, once again with thermonuclear destruction. America's Babylon the Great, all right? We know America's Babylon the Great, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because there's certain jakes that say, we don't really know who's who or what those code names are.
It says,
the secrets are, the Lord revealed His secrets to the prophets.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. The Most High revealed His secrets unto the servants and prophets. So it says, back in Job chapter 21, verse 18, it says, I'm going to 17. How often is the candle of the wicked put out, and how often cometh their destruction upon them?
And their destruction cometh upon them. Their destruction is nearing, and they always suffering tragedies, but the major destruction, America, Babylon the Great, Israel, where them gutter rats are, Amalek, all right?
But it says, the Most High distributes sorrows in His anger. The Most High distributes sorrows in His anger.
When the Lord is angry, He destroys these nations, the wicked. All right, look what happened over there in Pakistan. What that destruction over there? I mean, 1,300 people died.
Yo, hell yeah. A lot of people died in that flood in Pakistan, man. It was a heavy destruction. It's over 2,000 people that perished.
Yeah, see?
Over 2,000 people perished, man.
Look at that.
That's the Most High, man. That's the Lord distributing sorrows, man. Distributing sorrows unto the people, man. So it reads, this is back in Job chapter 21, verse 19. The Most High Yahweh layeth up His iniquity for His children.
That's right, for iniquity, layeth up iniquity for His children.
Yeah, it said.
All right, for His children. All right, so, and really, you are your children because it's reincarnation. All right. Revisiting the sins of the fathers from the third and fourth generation. So you're reincarnated and you come back every third and fourth generation.
That's right.
Real quick. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
I had that, but
It's good, brother.
It said,
Prepare slaughter for his children.
so the scriptures say prepare slaughter for his children. All right, so who his children? The so-called white man. Prepare slaughter for his children, the so-called, first and foremost, the so-called white man. And these heathen nations also, but first and foremost, the so-called white man at the top of that list. So, don't worry, it's going to all be over soon.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their fathers, for the perpetual sins of their fathers. And technically they are their fathers, but the sins of their fathers, look at everything they have done. Or going back, man. Just recently, a transatlantic slave trade to now.
It says that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Yeah, so you're not coming back into power. Your New World Order is not you ain't gonna have the full script of your New World Order. Just about when you're about to fill your belly, that's when the Lord gonna disrupt your plans. All right, Job 5 and 12 also.
I got a precept. This is Isaiah 14, verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Your pomp, your pride is brought down to the grave.
It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee.
Worm, corrosion, everything is decaying. Look at over there in Cali, they got them heat waves, they got them power, the power grid is fucked up. And they wanna increase, they wanna strengthen that power grid, but that's all the infrastructure. America's infrastructure is messed up. The bridges, the infrastructure, you know, the water aqueducts, all of that need to be redid. So you got sinkholes, these old ass buildings, you know. So basically that worm is corrosion, man.
It says, back in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 11, it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread over thee, which is corrosion, corruption, as we said, and the worms covered thee. Verse 12.
That's right. So all these other nations are developing their metropolis, their cities, their empire, and this place is falling down, man.
Yeah, well,
they're doing Patrick jobs. You got it.
Well, it's far easier in these third world countries to develop new architecture because you don't have to break it down and build it back up. So, like, for example, they want this whole thing on a 5G EV grid. For example, they want everything on a 5G EV grid. Everybody dropping 5G 6G towers everywhere. Well, now you have to tear down, let's say, gas stations. Let's say different other cell towers. But in these other countries, Africa and such, they can just build it right the fuck up. You don't have to, you know?
It's right. So back in Isaiah chapter 14, verse, it says, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Now, how you falling from heaven? Now, that's not the spiritual realm heaven. There's no war in the spiritual realm. That heaven is talking about his rulership here on earth. I went in a debate with a so-called preacher Thursday. All right? And I said, which heaven? There's three. Let's talk about it. And then also heaven is also considered rulership. So Esau's rulership is going to fall from the height of his power swiftly.
So it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Lucifer meaning light, brother.
That's right.
Brothers of light, which are the Illuminati on the left-hand side. The Illuminati, they got the brothers of light, but they got the brothers of light on the wickedness.
Yeah.
They They have brothers of light on the left hand side, which is bringing forth wickedness, man.
Yeah.
So then you got the righteous men, started with Yahweh Shah, they're the brothers of light on righteousness in righteousness, man.
Yeah.
You got it back there.
Yeah, what do they call these high-level Masons? Sons of Light. A book of Ralph Epperson, The New World Order, in the chapter they call themselves the Sons of Light. All right? Son of Light is a light bearer on the left-hand side.
So when we read it again, so you can sink in your ears. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning star?
Son of the morning, because he's considered a son of the morning also. All right, and also when you get a chance, give me second Corinthians 11 and 14.
So it says, how art thou cast down to the ground?
How's that cast?
Weakest the nations.
That did weaken the nations. The so-called white man did weaken the nations through rape, robbery, and slavery, and drugs, their traffic, their trade. All right? By that traffic, they have gained great riches, man.
So it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven, I will exalt my throne.
And he's trying to establish that. He set up his space stations up there, his satellites up there. He so-called a fake-ass moon landing, but he has certain people in the world believe in that. So it's a lie, but
So you got it.
yeah, it's a lie, but he did do that. He said he'd be like the Most High. He's surveillancing everyone. He reestablished the law. He put his image up as being the Lord and the angels, and set up his law contrary to the scriptures.
It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven with his satellites, with his satellite technology. Now Trump developed a space force where they got nuclear missiles out there in outer space. For what? They know, but they come up against. It says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend unto heaven, I will ascend unto heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will set.
All right, he said he's ascending to heaven. Yeah, he put his satellites up there. All right, because the earth is the Most High's footstool, right, and the heavens is his throne. So he's in the Most High, part of the Most High's throne, where he went up there to put them satellites.
So it says, this is back in Isaiah 14, verse 11, 14, verse 13. But thou hast said in thy heart, which is thy mind, I will ascend unto heaven, I will exalt my throne, meaning putting his technology up, above the firmament, with the satellites, where they can hear and see everything, man. And that's Esau, the so-called white man. They got a God complex.
Yeah.
So it says,
I have a bird's eye view of the earth.
Yeah, because it says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, which is the stars of the Most High, which is going into Israel. You know what I'm saying? So these crackers, they have dominance over us, man. So what these crackers have done is they spread their dominance over us, and they spread their dominance over us, and not only they spread their dominance over us, but they spread the democracy, which is witchcraft and wickedness, homosexuality, transgenderism, feminism, over us. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of how they
Because our democracy bring their wicked ass liberty, saying they liberating people.
And that's another way how they exalting their throne above the stars. It says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also in the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, man, which is the north, which is America, man. And where we at, man, now?
We're in the Western Hemisphere, north.
So back in Job chapter 21, verse 7, starting at 17. How often is the candle the wicked put out?
That's right. That wicked is the so-called white man. He is the wicked of the earth. Brother, you just read Job 9 and 24, right? The earth was given into the hand of the woman. Oh, all right.
What's up?
All right.
Can I say this real
That's
quick?
probably I did that earlier. I'm sorry.
It says, can I say this real quick? It says, how often the candle the wicked put out? Here you have Queen Elizabeth II. She lived to 96 years old. 70 years of fucking terror, rape, robbery, and murder. I'm glad that fucking lizard bitch, that blood drinking bitch is dead, man. Fuck that bitch, man.
Drinking children's blood.
I'm glad that bitch is dead, man. You know why? Now she's in the spirit world and she received her judgment. She's at peace right now. She's at peace right now. Nonetheless, she's at peace, but guess what? When she come back, she's gonna be a perpetual slave under sons of Israel, man.
It's gonna be quick because time in the spiritual realm is different between time here.
So right now, it says how often is the candle wicked put out? Now this woman lived 96 years creating her wickedness, man. Creating her wickedness and doing that was evil in the eyes of the Most High, man. Creating wickedness, man. You know? She 96 years. Her living. 70 years in rulership, being the queen.
Sentence of an evil work.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, man.
All right. Let the brother bring it out real quick.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because sentence against the evil work was not executed speedily.
Yeah, it's not executed speedily. So she lived 96 years of being a demon. And her candle wasn't put out quick. All right?
It says,
Because the Most High gave her enough rope to hang herself. All the wickedness she did, she gonna have to pay for that in the kingdom.
right? It says, therefore, the hearts of the sons of men were fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, she lived all that time. She like, yo, so she just went on, you know? Once again, she had drug trade money, slave trade money. That so-called royal family had drug trade money and slave trade money, that old money.
Verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged,
Yeah, her days were prolonged, 96 years, man. 96 years she lived, man. And on this side, that's considered a long life in this time.
That's what I was saying at the lesson I did. She was like the equivalent like of Guzman on this side because we in a society, we in a generation, when you 30 years old, they're calling you an old head.
Yeah. I actually thought at first I thought she was older than that because I'm like, yo, when's she gonna die? I'm like, yo, all right, go ahead. And Lord willing, in the kingdom, we're gonna put her back in that old ass body too, man. Have her serve slavery in that body she died in, man. God damn. Woo-wee! We ain't gonna bring her back young. Nah, fuck that.
it says, yet, surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him.
Yeah, the elect of the nation of Israel fear the Most High. And some of that fear while we out here right now. Week in and week out and during the week doing shows, man. Because we fear the Most High, we fear the Lord.
I got a little more back to Job 21. This is Job 21 verse 18. They are as stubble before the wind and as chaff that the storms carry away.
Yeah, just like that. I like the chaff and the wind, it blows away the little leaves and things like that. That's how the wicked. That's how swift they're gonna disappear.
It says,
yo, that's the same ambulance I keep circling.
I don't know.
That's the third time, man.
It says, the Lord Yahweh layeth up his iniquity for his children.
That's right.
What's that? Isaiah 14 to 21. The Most High prayers for his children.
Yeah, because the so-called white man iniquities don't reach the heavens, man. His track record.
1 second, brother.
All right.